ROI, return on investment. That's an interesting one, especially when it comes to your own energy. Something that my daughter always tells me, like, what's the return on investment with someone? So it's really interesting. So anyway, I am Linny Wennerstrom. We're going to talk about that. And every day I read a passage to you. I'm here to help you to find your purpose on this channel. We do much more than that. I teach something called practical spirituality, which is both the spiritual journey and then the human experience. And we talk a lot about the human experience because that's what we're here experiencing. Although we're also spirit, which is what animates us, flows through us. You know, all of that wonderful stuff that that magic is made of, which is actually not magic, but we direct all of that. It's the, say, quantum, it's spirit, it's God, it's universe. It's all that beautiful, beautiful spirit that flows through us, that energy. So today, you know, what we talk about is finding your purpose is something we do here in the human experience on planet Earth. And one of the things that I do is read a passage from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, is 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. And I read one of those passages every single day. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are been here with me since started in last November, and then we started all over again on day one on January for the year. And so we just do this little countdown. And if it's not a little countdown, it's 365. It's actually 366 this year because it's a leap year. So August 18th is day 231 of the year. 135 days are left. 63.11% complete with 2024. So the passage for today is, I spend no time doing things that only drain my resources and energy and offer little or no value in return. I stay focused on my purpose and choose to do those things that build my vitality and my output in every healthy way. So this is really interesting because when I read this, I was thinking, this is exactly, and it's what I started this off with, the ROI, like return on investment. So how much of an investment are you putting into someone that isn't giving back to you? And it's not that you're giving, like a lot of times we think about that we're giving too much to someone. Let's let that bike go by. That we feel like we're giving too much and we're not getting anything in return. And it's not that it's not that you're looking. I mean, I'll put it this way. For myself, when I'm giving, and it's not coming back, then this is where my daughter comes in and says, Mommy, you know, what's the ROI here? Like, what are you getting back? And how does it feel? Sorry, got my little microphone on. Oh, and I forgot to put the little thing on it. Man, I've been doing all these because I'm playing catch up. And I forgot to put the little buzz thing on here for all the outside noise and wind. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know if the other videos I did. Let me see if okay, hold on one second. Let's see if this works. Well, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's see. I mean, I know it'll work. It's just I should have put it on first. I didn't really plan. I thought I had it already. Let's see if I can put this on. Oh well. I think it'll work just fine. I'll put it like this and hope that it doesn't blow away. There. Hopefully it won't blow away. If it does, I think it's going to stay. So that ROI is just a really important concept for what are you getting in return for your investment in someone. And so I think we'll be fine. So I just look at it that way now, and reading this passage really helps me to dial that in. And so let's turn that around. I love turning this around into like your higher self talking to you, or you telling yourself, you know, second person. So let's turn that around, because sometimes that's really what we need, someone else telling us something. So you spend no time doing things that only drain your resources and energy and offer little or no value in return. That's ROI, right? Return on investment. You stay focused on your purpose and choose to do those things that build your vitality and your output in every healthy way. Your output. Let's talk about your output for a second. So your output is, what are you doing in the world? We're talking about your purpose here, and the things that what is your output? Like, what are you sharing, giving, doing? What is it that, how are you feeling about things, and how is that showing? Are you shining? Are you, what is your frequency? Is it high vibe, low vibe? Like, what is it? What's your output? What are your actions? And what do they say about you? And what kind of frequency are those actions vibrating out? So this is one of the reasons why I constantly and will always promote, because I use it every single day, is Dr. Shad Helmstedter's app, which it helps you to rewire your brain, because our brains are plastic. They are very malleable, and we can change our programs. Programs are created by repetition. Programs meaning mental programs in our brain. So the programs that run that say, I was just going to get my phone. I was just going to get my phone and read you some of them. Like the top 10, but some of them are: you're not good enough. You'll never have enough money. You never attract the right person. It's things like that you just don't measure up. And measuring up is a perception. It's a perception in your own eyes. And when somebody tells you you're not good enough or something like that, and they tell you over and over and over, like say an abused wife, right? And the hubby's always saying, you suck, you're not good enough, you never get this done, you never make my dinner on time, you'll never succeed at this, and that woman is getting like boom, 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 like all the time, and her self-esteem is going boom, boom, and those are programs that she's hearing over and over again. Or a child being bullied at school, and four eyes, which I don't think anyone says that anymore, because that was when I was young. Not very many people wore glasses. Now pretty much everyone does. But it's, it was a thing to bully kids about. And so, but the point is that repetition. So that kid was getting four eyes, and the second that they could get contacts or they would just not wear glasses so they couldn't see because they didn't want to be bullied, it creates a lot of things. And so what is your output? Like, what output are you putting out to the world? And that neuroplasticity, like the rewiring your brain with the programs that help you rather than hinder you. And the reason why these passages are so important is because when you rewire your brain with those passages that help you, those things don't even bother you. Like as a child, if somebody's calling you four eyes, you would have, or whatever, a child being bullied. Bullying is a perspective. It's really the child in many places. I'm not talking about every single one. There's all kinds where they physically hurt children and stuff. I mean, they fight and other things. But I'm talking about just kind of overall where it's the taunting and teasing. And I'm not an expert at this by any means, because I don't think anyone, even people who get teased and all of that, I think we all did it to some point. But that really awful bullying, being called something, and your self-esteem takes a hit because you're too skinny, or you're too fat as a child, or you're too, whatever the too is, you're too this, you're too that, you don't have enough money, you're something, or you don't have something. So that lack. And those are the things that when you have a high self-esteem, those things won't even touch you, because you won't believe it, because you believe so highly in self. Like your children, if you have children, or you're going to have children, or if you're a grandparent and you have grandchildren, to have your kiddos listening to these self-talk phrases that are repeated over and over again in the app that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created, they're all based on the foundation of self-esteem. And so when a child is, and I'm just going to use 4 eyes as an example because that's what I heard all the time. and and so it hurts, right? It hurts when no one else is wearing glasses, and the kid feels like they're the only ones who, they're different, right? They're different. And so if that child had a high self-esteem, it'd be like, I look pretty good in these glasses, or they really help me see, or they help me read, so I'm going to keep using them. Like, it wouldn't even affect them. This is what self-esteem is. It's the estimation of self. How do you see yourself? Like, how do you estimate who you are in your own mind? And so can you imagine if all of us as children were given the programs that told us we were enough, we were unique, we are amazing. If we wear glasses, we are fantabulous. We can see better. It's, if we are on the pudgy side or the thin side or whatever, it's like, well, I really like myself. And if I choose to lose the weight or I choose to gain the weight, I will, or I'm perfect just the way I am. And that's self-esteem. And so that is what the app that I share with you every single time does for you. It creates these programs that you repeat, you listen to every morning and every night, or whenever you want. It's one of my coaches calls it, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So listen 3 times. But you just listen 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, just to start. Even 15 minutes a day will start changing your self-esteem. And there are all kinds of programs in that, and it starts with, everything is based on the foundation of self-esteem. Like, how do you see yourself? And the more of us that see ourselves positively, then we don't have people that are bullying us, right? That can affect us in any way. So whether you're a child on the schoolyard, or a wife or a husband, or at work, or peers, or whatever it is that people are making fun of you, the 98-pound weakling, on the beach, or whatever that is, you see yourself as like, wow, I'm unique, I'm amazing. And it's not like that pomp is full of yourself, because that's lack of confidence. That's a whole different thing. That's actually lack of self-esteem. So you're building yourself up like, I'm the best. It's not that. It is, or what some people call ego. What I'm talking about is when you understand who and what you really are, and you have a high self-esteem. You just have self-esteem that you're enough. There is very little bullying that goes on, and the reason is because you just don't put up with it. It's like you don't even hear it or see it. It's like, that's not true. You're just like, that's not true about me. And so it doesn't affect you. And so the kids being bullied on the playground, they're like, no, well, am I a little extra pudgy, or am I a little too slender? So what? I love myself. It's that kind of thing. Or am I 4 eyes, or, and it doesn't matter. Can you imagine if all of us had that high self-esteem, and growing up from the very beginning, and we believed in ourselves, and we knew we were enough, and we had enough, and what we didn't have, we knew we could create financially, relationship-wise, our own personal empowerment, like our spirituality, just whatever it is, our own personal development. We could create that and make that happen for ourselves. If more of us grew up that way and knew that, and more of us turned that way, which we all can, because we were born with absolute promise, unlimited promise and potential. It just, all of that got covered up with these negative mental programs. Over 77% in our conscious mind and over 90% in our subconscious mind are negative, and they hold us back, and they're counterproductive. So, and many of them very harmful. So this is why I am constantly suggesting that you rewire your brain with programs. You need to replace these programs with something, and you replace them with these positive programs that you choose to be financially strong, or to have positive relationships, or just believe in self, that self-belief, the self-confidence, that would be the self-esteem, in business, in your career, like all of that, personal relationships, it's all super powerful. And these are the programs that are on this app that I'm constantly suggesting that you get, and you can have up to 6 people on that app with you. It's a super generous offer, and you get 30 days free. So if you think about 21 days to change a habit, you've got 30 days. So what can you do with 30 days? What kind of rewiring of your brain with that neuroplasticity, which is just your brain is able to rewire itself until the last breath you take, rewire all those programs into positive ones. What could you do in 21 days? You could change the way you see yourself financially, your ability to earn money, your ability to climb in your career, to be what you want to be, to find the person that you want to find, that relationship, maybe not the person, but your relationship, to shift how you're thinking about it, and to take responsibility for things that are, to become responsible for self. It's very empowering, these programs. So I share that with you because there is no reason to have anyone drain your time, your energy, anything from you, unless you allow that. And it's interesting. You hear a lot of people say, "Oh, he or she's an energy vampire." Like you need to shield your energy, save your energy. You don't want them to take your energy, so you got to put this bubble around you. And I get that. I don't believe that. I believe you give your power away. You allow yourself to become disempowered by your beliefs, and you can change your beliefs by changing your mental programs. It's very powerful what I'm offering you. Very, very powerful the knowledge that I'm sharing with you, and the how-to, which is Dr. Shad Homesteader's app, the positive self-talk app, which you can get in the description. And you can start that right away, 30 days for free. So I'm going to read this again, just so you hear it and understand that these are passages in here. These are passages like what you'll hear. They're not affirmations, they're passages like what you'll hear in that app. And what they are, they're very specific to the brain. They are telling your brain, this is how I am going to be. And they're not lies to yourself, like saying, oh, I have $1 million in the bank. Well, you're not going to believe that because you don't have $1 million in the bank. Or maybe you do, but I'm saying if you don't have $1 million in the bank, you can say that all day long, and you just won't believe it. Your mind's going to push that away because you don't really believe you do, because you don't have $1 million in the bank. When you tell yourself that you have the ability to create $1 million in the bank by the way that you think, that you are able to move energy, and you believe this about yourself, then there's a whole different way of coming at it, that when you start repeating these things to yourself, like what I'm going to read to you right now, it's very specific to your brain, and the more you repeat it to yourself, that is one of the rules of neuroplasticity. Repeat, 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 repeat. The more it's repeated, the more it's wired into your brain, whether it be negative or positive or neutral, but it's wired into your brain, and it becomes a belief, and that belief becomes your attitude. Like you have your attitude about that belief. You think about your whatever. If you think you're not enough, that's a belief. So what's your attitude? You kind of walk with your shoulders down, like I'm not enough, I don't have enough. Or you get into a certain situation and you don't feel good in that situation because here's another one, I'm too shy. So then you think you're shy. That's a program. These are all programs, and they can be reversed. They can be totally gone, changed, and it might be 21 days, it might be 3 months, it might be a year, but you can change them and start changing. It is a constant evolvement of these programs, because there's so many of those negative programs in our brains that are running the show, especially in our subconscious mind. So it's a constant, with an intention is also one of the rules of neuroplasticity. So the intention to change those programs from negative to positive that serve you, that aren't counterproductive or hold you back in any way, that's humongous. So intention and repetition, those are, I was waiting for that truck to pass. So that's really, those are a couple of the rules. I think there are like 6 more rules. I think there are 8 rules to neuroplasticity, just different things that you can apply. But that repetition is humongous. So this is why that app is so powerful, and it's all done passively. You listen passively. You don't listen, I mean, you're not like listening to it and while it's telling you how amazing you are and unique and how, special you are, and you're like no one else. You're just yourself and you love who you are and all of that. You'd push it away if you were actively listening, because your programs would say, no, I'm not. I'm not that great. I'm 4 eyes. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I don't have enough. I'm too shy. All your programs would push that away. This is why it's passive. This is programming like the television. You leave the television on, you leave your computer on, and you're listening to all these ads and all that. It's programming your brain all the time. So this is how you program, with the knowledge that you're programming, with the intention to rewire your brain. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to read this one last time to you, because this ROI is like so good. When Lynette told me, my daughter, when she told me that about the return on investment, and I was like, you're right. Like, what is, and I'm in, I was in commercial real estate for a really long time, and everything's about ROI, right? The return on your investment in many things, but that was, it was always about the ROI. So, so I got it. I was like, wow, in a relationship. So I'm going to read this to you again one last time. I spend no time doing things that only drain my resources and energy and offer little or no value in return. ROI. I stay focused on my purpose and choose to do those things that build my vitality and my output in every healthy way. What is your output? What is your output? Your output will be, start with your beliefs. Your beliefs create your attitude create your emotions, your feelings around that. Your feelings create your actions, and your actions create your output. Straight line to success or to failure. I don't believe there's any failure in life. I believe everything has value. But on planet Earth, we want to have success in every single area of our lives. And that's what that app will do for you. And my coaching will, you add that, you will have success in every single area of your life. I will guide you to that. And the basis of my coaching is changing your mental programs. And that app is going to help you do that. I will not coach anyone who does not have that app and listening to it consistently, because then I can never help you to change the way that you are. Whether it be that you want to have more financial strength, or you want to have success in your relationships, in moving up in your career, belief in yourself, your self-esteem. No one can help you, and I definitely won't be able to help you. No one can help you if you don't change your mental programs, if you don't change your beliefs, so that you can change your attitude around it, and you change your feelings around that, and then you change your output, your results. All of that, you change your actions and you change your results. So that's what I got for you for August 18th. I love you so very, very much. I hope that's helpful to you. And as always, I value your comments. And if you would like to work with me, just email me, Linny@LinnyMotivates.com is my email, with the word winner anywhere in the subject line or the body. And let's get you started. All right. I love you so very, very mucho. As always, shining my light to brighten yours, and know I believe in you. You can do this. You can find your purpose. You absolutely can. And yes, I am always shining my light to brighten yours. See you for the 19th. Ciao.